Here with the professor.
Yes.
Christian Fauria.
Let's see if that'll stick.
We watched this game together.
I know, we did. It was a weird game.
It was a long game. Because there were so many injuries. And let's start with that. Yeah, well, hold on. Let's just start with the win.
Okay, yeah, let's start with the good news.
The good news is they won the football game. The good news is they've won 9 in a row. The good news is they're 10-2, the first 10-win football team in the National Football League this year.
It's so unbelievably impressive, especially where they were last year, the year before that, the whole Bill Belichick transition to Mayo. It's remarkable how quickly Vrabel has got this team to buy in, and it's a credit to the coaching staff and the players for buying into his format. So, listen, the game was clunky. Drake started kind of slow, but you got to give him credit for just, keeping his cool, hanging in there. Josh McDaniels finding the right set of plays, guys making plays. Defensively, listen, they weren't as good as they could be. We thought they were going to have some issues with Milton Williams being out. Teams are starting to run the football on them. They got to find a way to stop that. But they made big plays. But they made big plays. And you heard Vrabel earlier when we were doing the postgame show. He doesn't care. I'm paraphrasing. Doesn't care about stats. Doesn't care about numbers. He just cares about the win. Nothing else matters. Mm-hmm. I mean, and really, in the end, that is all that matters. Now they have a nice long break before their Monday night game against the Giants.
And they're going to need that. The big plays. Marcus Jones at pick 6 was phenomenal.
Huge.
It was easy. He made it look easy because it was easy.
Joe Flacco made it easy. I can't believe Joe Flacco threw it, but listen to
Joe Flacco can't believe he threw it.
Thank you. He's probably looking at the mirror going, what were you thinking? So I thought Marcus Jones, he almost had another one at the end. I can't believe it actually went through his hands at the end of the game when Tinsley caught that sideline pass. But listen, the defense, right after Drake May gave one up for a touchdown, he throws a pick. You're like, what is he even thinking? It's so uncharacteristic of, as far as what we know of Drake May over the last 4 weeks. And then sure enough, the Patriots went and got one, got a pick 6 of their own, and kind of even things up a little bit.
All right, now we got to talk about the elephant in the room because there's several elephants.
A lot of big, fat elephants.
And that went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linemen.
That went down. We're talking offensive linemen, and let's start with the first one that went down was Jared Wilson.
Yeah, so
before
Wilson
you get to Will Campbell, Jared Wilson goes down with an ankle injury.
And I think, so Wilson goes down, and then Moses he doesn't go down, but he's sick, so he comes out, and then Will Campbell goes down. So think about that. Only 2 of the 5 are remaining. And then so you're cycling these guys in. It's like a MASH unit. You're trying to figure out who should go in, who should take what. You're trying to alert them of all the plays. If you have one guy go down at your offensive line, your depth can withhold it. Mm-hmm. When you have 3 guys go down out of the 5, when those 5 guys have played in 11 of the 12 games together, that's a big reason why this offense has been humming the way it is, because there's been this continuity and this consistency on their offensive line, and they're winning the line of scrimmage. Not so much on either side of the ball today. They couldn't run the football, and they couldn't stop it on defense.
Can they maintain with those guys out?
Well, it depends on what maintain means to you. Can they get to the playoffs? They're in the playoffs.
Maintain means keep on winning, because that's what they're doing.
I think they can still win, but it's getting harder regardless if those guys were in, because you're hitting towards the tail end of the season. You're going to play teams that are trying to get a playoff berth, that are trying to put themselves in a better position, and they're not going to feel sorry for you because you have some guys hurt. They're actually going to feel better because, like Baltimore, they were 1-5. And suddenly they're leading the AFC North since Pittsburgh lost. So now you're sitting there going, okay, they're trying to add value, they're trying to add wins.
And
oh, by the way, nobody felt sorry for the Baltimore Ravens when they were struggling.
Right.
So no one's going to feel sorry for the Patriots. And they know that. They know that.
They do know that. One guy that's been Mr. Consistent has been the field goal kicker.
Yeah, you love that, huh? Borregales.
Yeah, 4 for 4. I think the guy's missed one kick since week 2.
As you saw, there was also a 63-yarder that Cincinnati made. And Bill used to talk about the kicking game, punters and kickers being weapons. Every team is taking advantage of the kicking game, either the dynamic kickoff return or field position and field goals. Like, especially when the weather gets tough, it gets colder, and the games are, razor thin. It's a margin. You can cut it with a knife. Like, you need to have your kicker needs to be consistent. You need to look back there and know that the execution is beyond point. There's not going to be any issues with the snap or the hold, right? And everything works in case.
Here's what we learned about the quarterback today. He even though he's off, he has a tendency to bounce back and not let his game get rattled, okay? Because he was off, like you mentioned. He had some throws that were off, but he also had some throws that he's still looking downfield, still scrambling, and still making plays. Okay?
Forget about
Pop
the
Douglas came up big. The tight ends came up
Diggs,
big.
the tight ends, Hunter Henry over 100 yards receiving.
Yes.
I would say forget about the tendency. This is part of his characteristic. This is the trait he has acquired. He has this in him. He has this, things don't go well. It doesn't bother him. 30-second rule. It gets to the sideline, figures it out. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. Pressured, not pressured. Lots of time, no time. I mean, you saw him also starting to scramble a little bit. He had one of his best plays that no one's ever going to talk about. Was the screen play that was covered. Most quarterbacks,
point by you.
They just, like Joe Flacco, just threw the out, even though Marcus Jones was on a beat, it goes back. This was such a sneaky good play by him.
Absolutely right. And he was going to throw to the left to a
screenplay.
To Trevian Henderson. He's covered
right away.
Keeps himself, rolls back to his right.
It was a great play.
And picks up a first down.
Could have been a disaster. No one's going to talk about play. I will give you credit, former quarterback. You noticed that right away. I had to wait till the replay to see that, but that was such a heads-up, veteran-type play. For him to forget about making a good play, more importantly, he avoided disaster.
Yeah.
Because that was easily another pick six.
One last thing, we got about 10 seconds left, okay, or 15 seconds left. Red zone issues.
Yeah.
Okay? They had first and goal from the one twice.
You got to have that.
Right?
They can't
and don't
that.
score.
And I would say they're going against the Cincinnati Bengals again. Have been hitting it all day. Their defense is horrible. They're without so many of their players, and they still couldn't punch it in with 8 tries.
I know.
Listen, the bye week cannot come quick enough for them.